Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about gift ideas for your favorite sewist. So my gift guide is not just for the holidays, but just gifts in general. Birthday gifts, just because, you name it. So these are gifts from my perspective in terms of what would I like to receive as someone who sews. So the first few are probably more obvious, but nonetheless, I would still love to receive them. And number one is a gift card. I would love a gift card to Joann, Fabric.com, Mood, or Amazon.com. Those are the places I tend to shop online the most. But there are plenty of other fabric stores that do offer gift cards. So if you have a sewist that likes to shop at, say, Vogue, I'm sure you can find a gift card from Vogue Fabrics. So gift cards are probably always appreciated. But if you want something more creative or more thoughtful, I have a few more coming up. So number two is a magazine subscription. And here in the US, I recommend Threads or Sew News magazine. Here I have a copy of Threads. And I believe I get these every other month, and I really look forward to receiving them. I'm always learning new tips and techniques in each of these magazines. So I think it's something I get to look forward to, and it'd be nice. It's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. So number three I have is the gift of learning. And this is especially useful for someone who is new to sewing or kind of a beginner or intermediate that wants to improve their skill. I highly recommend Blueprint because they have many useful classes. And not just for sewing. They also have classes on gardening, jewelry making, yoga, baking, cooking, you name it. So not only can they improve their sewing skills, but they can learn new hobbies or improve on other hobbies that they also like to do. Number four are fabric swatch subscriptions. And I recommend one of these, especially for someone who is new to sewing. And learning about fabric, I think, is crucial for successful sewing because you really need to understand how the fabric is going to behave so you can really know how to work with it. That means your sewing projects will be more successful. So one way that I have learned about fabrics is by subscribing to multiple fabric swatch clubs. Now the two I recommend as far as gifts go, just because the presentation is a little bit better, are Mood and Vogue. So here's Vogue. It comes in a catalog and the swatches are in a little plastic bag and you just go through and you look at the swatches. It's pretty easy, but that's how the Vogue comes. Mood, the presentation is just a little bit better. It comes in a box, the swatches are nicely stacked, there's a little catalog inside that describes all of the swatches, though it's $25 a month. So it's more expensive than Vogue. Either one though, I do recommend. One thing you can do instead of buying a swatch subscription is get a book on fabric. And I recommend this one because it actually contains swatches. So let me open it up. You won't be able to see the fabric swatches very well, I don't think, because they're undyed. But there's silk, cotton, there's natural fibers, man-made fibers, and it talks about each of them. I mean, it's a really great way to learn about fabric, and this might be maybe a better option for you instead of buying a subscription. I really recommend this book, and I have learned a lot. So number five are sewing-inspired shirts, mugs, and stickers. Okay, yeah, that's a whole category. And there's a lot of people online that have created sewing designs and put them on Zazzle or Etsy or Redbubble, myself included. So I'm going to link my Etsy shop below, but have a look on Zazzle and Etsy. I mean, there's some really cute designs out there, and I think, your friend or family member would probably like a really cute sewing mug or shirt. Number 6 are sewing socks. I came across these socks online, not sure how, but they're super cute. They come in black background and a gray background. When it's colder here, I like to wear socks, especially when I'm walking around the house and in the sewing room, and I just think they're super cute. They have, sewing machine and seam ripper and little pin cushions. They're just really, really cute. I don't have them. I want to buy them. So that's why I put it on this list. Number 7 is sewing themed jewelry. I put this on here because I really want this scissor necklace. I just think it is so cute, but I haven't bought it for myself yet, and maybe I will, or maybe someone will get it for me as a gift. Friends, if you're watching this, no. But if you don't like the scissors, there are plenty of other sewing inspired jewelry, so have a look on Etsy. I'm sure you'll find something. Number 8 are these donut pattern weights. They are so cute. I have been wanting these for such a long time, but I just can't manage to justify buying them for myself. I think that makes the best kind of gift though. Now, if you are a crafty person, you can make these yourself. I found a tutorial, I'll link it below, but if you don't have time, you can buy them. They're just so cute. I want to eat them. Eat them. I want to eat that pink one. Number 9 is this really cute sewing tote with this vintage sewing machine on it. I just think it is adorable and is a perfect reusable bag for when you go fabric shopping. So number 10 are these sewing machine bookends. They are super cute and they would look great in anybody's sewing room or sewing library. I know I have a lot of sewing books and these will just look the perfect touch. So speaking of books, number 11 are sewing books. I can't get enough sewing books. In addition to fabric and patterns, I collect sewing books. I just think, there's always something to be learned from a book. And I have a few that I'm recommending. And I'm going to start with Tilly and the Buttons, and this one is Love at First Stitch, Demystifying Dressmaking. So she also has a book on sewing with knits. It's called Tilly and the Buttons Stretch, Make Yourself Comfortable Sewing with Knit Fabrics. And both of these books are really great because they have such great instructions, clear instructions, beautiful pictures, and they come with patterns. So because of that, I think they would make great gifts. Tilly's one of my favorite indie pattern companies, so I have to recommend her books. And then this other one is called So Many Dresses, So Little Time, The Ultimate Dressmaking Guide. These have great instructions too. Not only that, they also have, this book has patterns in here. And there's different bodice and skirt variations so that you can create over 200 unique dresses. Excellent book. So then I have some books she goes by Gertie online, but her name is Gretchen Hurst. She has a blog. She likes to sew, I think, vintage 40s and 50s dresses and clothes. And she also has a pattern company called Charm Patterns, but she has quite a few books out. And while I don't own any of them, I have heard nothing but good things about her books, and I believe they come with patterns as well. So if your friend or family member likes vintage fashion, Gertie's books could be a great option. And the ones I have listed are Gertie's Ultimate Dress Book, A Modern Guide to Sewing Fabulous Vintage Styles. And then Gertie Sews Vintage Casual, A Modern Guide to Sportswear Styles of the 1940s and 1950s. And then Gertie's new book for better sewing, A Modern Guide to Couture Style Sewing Using Basic Vintage Techniques. So I think any of these books would be really good. Number 12. So I really wanted to refrain from adding sewing supplies or equipment. And the reason is because I feel like that could be personal choice. It's all about, your sewing style or ergonomics or just supplies you've already had and tried. But I had to add good scissors because good scissors are vital to successful sewing, in my opinion. Good sewing scissors aren't cheap, so I think that's why they might make a good gift. These are from Kai. They are so good. They cut like butter. They're durable. Love these. I have a few different scissors. I'm going to link them below for you to check out. But if you do want to look at some sewing supplies, if you are in the market for that, I have an Amazon shop. I'll link it below. And I also have a video on my favorite sewing tools, so check that out if you want more ideas. Number 13 is a sewing planner. Every time I go to Joann's, I always pick up this one from Simplicity. I think it is so darling. And it helps you keep organized with regard to your sewing projects. I just keep notes or a notepad, and I'd really like to be more organized, and this is just perfect because it is sewing themed. I always pick it up, but I never end up buying it, so this might be a really good gift for the sewist in your life. Number 14. While browsing Etsy, I came across these really cute clocks. I like this black one, and I also like this white one. There are other styles, so if you don't like either one of these, I'm sure that there'll be one that you do like, but I think that either one of these would look great in anybody's sewing room or sewing studio. They're super, super cute. And you kind of need to know when it's 3 a.m. and it's time to go to bed. Like me, you just get caught up sewing. You don't know what time it is. Number 15. Now I know I already talked about the Simplicity Vintage Sewing Collectible, the sewing planner. But they have a full collection, and they have all kinds of things like tea towels, mugs, little tins and boxes, umbrellas, tote bags, all kinds of things. I think any of those would make great gifts, and I'm going to put the link to Simplicity's website so you can browse the full range. Now, I know that Joann and Hobby Lobby do carry some items from the collection, and they seem to vary from store to store, but if you want to take a look at the entire collection, go to Simplicity's website. And the last one I have, number 16, are Lights. And here's one I have. It's got a bendy arm. I love Lights. I have 3 of them in my sewing studio. You have to have good light when you're sewing because you have to see what you're doing, right? But the reason I like Lights in particular is they have something called Light Natural Daylight LED illumination because it allows you to see true colors. You know, sometimes the bulbs can give a blue cast or a yellow cast, but these lights are excellent because they are really like true colors. You know what I'm saying? So they have so many different sizes and styles. They have the one I'm linking below has organization, so you could put like scissors and pens in it, and then you've got your light. And most of their arms bend. I mean, check this out. Just love it. So there we have it. Those are my 16 ideas for sewing gifts. Let me know what you think, and if I'm missing something, let me know what you would like to receive as someone who sews. It might help out some other people watching this video. Please let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I like to interact with you. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so you can see more sewing videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.